Now that I have the bus painted, I want to turn my attention towards the rooftop, and I have big plans for this rooftop over the next week. The first thing I want to do is I want to get the solar panels attached. Right now I'm not going to wire them in, but I do want them mounted. After that, I've got a ventilation fan that I need to install on the rooftop, and finally, the big thing that I've been waiting for a while on this project, I'm going to install a rooftop deck. So I want to get all of that done in the next week and a half, and the big reason for that is because once I move inside, I want to be able to put a ceiling up, but I don't want to be pulling those ceiling panels up and down to make sure that I can tighten bolts on a deck or tighten bolts on solar panels. I want the roof to be done so that I can have smooth sailing once I get inside. So I'm going to start today with the solar panels and move forward from there. I was able to mount all of the solar panels yesterday. I did have a little bit of extra help from Alex. He stood on the side of the bus with a 2x4 and gave the solar panels a little bit of extra support just to make sure they didn't slide off the side of the bus. So that was helpful, but really overall the installation was very smooth and very straightforward, although there are a couple of things I should point out. The first thing is I did use self-tapping screws to attach the solar panels to the top of the bus, but once I had the panels attached, I went back around with a drill and 1/4-inch bolts and I tightened them down properly. I also used some big washers on the top and on the bottom to give it a little bit of extra support. There is no way I would trust the security of these solar panels to self-tapping screws while I'm driving down the road. Also, something else that helped were these curved brackets that I bought from Renogy, and they made the whole installation go very, very smoothly. So it was very easy to fit these flat solar panels on the curve of this bus. Now, before I move on from the solar panels, there's still one more thing that I want to do. I'm going to be driving this bus down the road with these solar panels on top, and I want to protect these solar panels from headwinds, and so I am going to create a header panel that is going to be a barrier against those winds. I found a great tool to help me do this. I bought it from Peachtree Woodworking. It's 107 inches long, so you lay it across the whole top of the bus and then you loosen up the joints. Once the joints are loosened up, you put light pressure on it and it will form itself to the curve of the rooftop. So then you tighten all the joints back up, you pull it off the rooftop and you lay it on top of the wood and you can trace out your cut. It makes measuring across the top of the bus very, very simple. It's another beautiful sunny Florida day, and I am looking to move on to the next part of this project. I have all of the solar panels mounted, sealed, and protected, so now I am going to move on to the rooftop deck. This is something I've been looking forward to for a while. Today I'm going to get all the structure cut and hopefully mounted, and then in the following days I'm going to get these boards stained, I'm going to get the posts installed, and I'm going to get everything screwed down so I will have a beautiful rooftop deck to enjoy and relax on. I finished mounting all of the posts to the top of the bus yesterday, and then I took the cross beams up, I clamped them to those posts, and I measured them out very carefully, and I screwed them down. I also put brackets to the inside of each post and cross beam just to give it that little extra bit of security. But now I have all the posts done, I have my cross beams on, all of the planks have been stained, and so that means today is all about the fun stuff. I get to mount the planks to the top of the bus, and by the end of the day I am going to have a beautiful rooftop deck. I just finished laying all of these deck boards and I love the way it looks, but I do have one issue. Directly underneath this deck, I have a skylight, and I want to keep using that skylight, so I need to create a hatch. In order to create that hatch, I'm going to pull up a couple planks so I have a surface to mount to. I'm going to bring up some clamps and a straight edge, and I'm going to measure it out very carefully, and then I'm going to cut into this deck that I just laid. A couple of days ago, I started cutting a hole in the roof so I could install the ventilation fan. It was pretty easy cutting the hole out, but once I actually started to install the fan, I noticed that the fan was damaged. I ended up returning the fan and the new one came in this morning, so today I'm gonna install this fan. Now, one thing I'm using that's gonna help me to install it is a Saker profiling tool. This is gonna help me to measure the curve here at the top of the roof. It's a lot like the tool that I showed you a couple days ago, except for it's much, much smaller and more compact, making it great for this project. It's been a busy few days here on top of the bus, but if you look behind me, you can see the final product. We've got the solar panels installed with a header panel in front of them to help protect them from the wind. We got a ventilation fan installed in the roof, and of course, I am sitting on top of this newly installed rooftop deck. I love the way the roof has turned out, and I am just enjoying this whole bus build project, and I am excited to show everyone how far this bus has come in these last few months. But before I do that, I have one big project left. There is a giant gaping hole in the front right side of my bus where the original bus door used to sit. I want to put something nice there, and so that's what I'm going to do in the next episode. But remember, if you like this video, you like what we're doing here, make sure you hit the like button and hit that subscribe button with the bell so that you get notifications as we post videos moving forward. And as always, thank you for watching.